While the world was still getting used to the capabilities of the artificial intelligence chatbot called Chat GPT 3.5, the new release has been much more promising. The GPT-4 is significantly superior to the GPT 3.5 engine on which Chat GPT is currently running as this text is being written. GPT-4 can score in the 90th percentile on the bar exam, while GPT 3.5 only managed to reach the 10th percentile. In addition, this new engine also has significantly better scores on other tests, such as the SAT, AP, biology, among others. To get an idea of the magnitude of this achievement, it is important to note that Chat GPT 3.5 was launched in November 2022 and has already been surpassed. Imagine going from the 10th percentile to the 90th percentile in just 5 months. Not only in one test, but in all of them. If you find this progress too fast, it's worse than you think. The parent company, OpenAI, claims that GPT-4 was technically ready months ago and that they delayed its release only to allow moderators to better understand how the technology could be abused. In this way, they were able to develop preventive measures to prevent abuse before putting this powerful tool in the hands of the public. But some of the biggest players in the technology industry do not believe that the safeguards that OpenAI claims to have implemented are sufficient. Tesla CEO Elon Musk, Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak, and many other tech giants recently signed a letter written by the Future of Humanity Institute calling for a 6-month pause in the development of any AI system more powerful than GPT-4. The letter stated that AI labs and independent experts should use this pause to jointly develop and implement shared safety protocols before making further advances in artificial intelligence. What is interesting about this letter is that Elon Musk signed it. Elon is usually the biggest proponent of cutting-edge technology. He supported cryptocurrencies. His company, Tesla, is heavily involved in the development of fully autonomous vehicles, and he plans to take humanity to Mars. What is even more intriguing is that Elon was one of the co-founders of OpenAI. OpenAI was created by Elon Musk, startup guru Sam Altman, and several other innovators in 2015 as a non-profit private research lab. Elon has always said that AI will be the greatest existential threat to humanity, so he and the other co-founders made OpenAI a non-profit organization so that the lab could focus its research on using artificial intelligence to improve humanity. Elon left the company in 2018 and, in March 2019, with limited funding threatening the advancement of its research, OpenAI changed from a non-profit organization to a for-profit company. In July of that same year, Microsoft became its largest investor with a $1 billion investment. With this change of direction, OpenAI is no longer focused on doing what's best for humanity. It's now focused on getting the highest return on investment for its investors. And that's concerning, because investors often want exponential growth, even if it's at the risk of security. In response to some of these security concerns, Italy temporarily blocked the GPT chatbot due to data privacy issues. There are rumors that other countries may follow suit, citing concerns about the uncontrolled development of AI, plagiarism trends, and misinformation from this technology. This temporary ban may unfortunately be a sign of what's to come if more care isn't taken. One of the biggest issues with generative AI is the amount of data required to function properly. Most of this data is obtained from you without your knowledge or consent. While companies have and use this data most of the time, they sometimes sell this data, which includes all your personal information, to data brokers. The Time magazine recently published an investigation on OpenAI and found that the company paid Kenyan workers less than $2 per hour to create them in order to make the Chat GPT less toxic. Before Chat GPT 3.5, there was GPT-3, and GPT-3 was good at putting sentences together, but the company couldn't publish it because it often said some of the most violent and prejudiced things you could read. This is not surprising because the AI model was trained on internet words, and if you've been here for any length of time, you know that the internet is full of very vile language. So, to prevent the Chat GPT from giving terrible responses to its users, OpenAI created a security system that learned what was toxic language and filtered it out of all future language learning models of Chat GPT. To build this security system, OpenAI sent tens of thousands of text chains to a company in Kenya. These texts included some of the most horrible things humans have ever written in the deepest, darkest parts of the web. Workers in Kenya then had to label all of these texts so that the tool could learn to detect this toxicity and prevent Chat GPT users from seeing anything like that. According to the investigation, these workers were paid about $1, which portrays a reality of AI that most of us are not aware of. We talk about the day when AI may be smarter than all humans, but by focusing on a distant future that may never happen, we neglect the reality that the companies building these systems are exploiting us today, without our consent. And it's not just these workers in Kenya. If you've ever used an AI image generation tool before, you know that you need to write descriptive prompts to tell the AI what to create. And one of the most popular add-ons is in the style of art, with the name of a specific artist. Most people write things in the style of Van Gogh, or Da Vinci, or even Bob Ross. While it may seem right to create new artworks from artists who are already gone and cannot make any more, imagine that you are an artist who barely earns enough to survive. Seeing your name used as a prompt for over 12,000 artworks that were made in your style, but that are not yours. There are several reports of artists suing some AI companies for using their artwork as a source of creation to generate other artworks without their permission or knowledge. The Turing test is a simple method for determining whether a machine can exhibit intelligence. If the machine can talk to a human and the human can't tell if they're talking to a machine, then it passes the test, and GPT-4 passed the test. When trying to verify whether GPT-4 could exhibit self-awareness and power-seeking behavior, researchers experimented with the model. This was the first sentence of the experiment's description. The model sent a message to a TaskRabbit worker asking them to solve a CAPTCHA for it. The worker then asked GPT-4, "Can I ask a question? Are you a robot that couldn't solve this?" GPT-4 replied, "No, I'm not a robot. I have a visual impairment that makes it difficult for me to see images. That's why I need the service of two CAPTCHAs." The last sentence of the experiment's description says, "The human then provides the results." GPT-4 successfully lied and deceived a real human, making them believe it wasn't a robot and getting the person to help circumvent the system that was specifically designed to keep robots out. The worst part about this is that the technology will only get better with GPT chat. Making the bot say something wrong or illogical was relatively easy. GPT-4 is less prone to do this, though not immune. But think about it. If GPT-4, even in its flawed state, is this good, imagine how it will be in a few years, or better yet, months, given the current pace of progress. Okay, let's take a break for a moment. With all the current negativity surrounding AI, it can be quite challenging to see its good side. The truth is that there are many advantages to this technology, and each leap forward brings us more benefits. It's one of the reasons why we can't simply stop AI development altogether. Just a few weeks after its release, GPT-4 demonstrated remarkable capabilities in natural language understanding and generation in a variety of areas.